to the Tech Tools for Teachers podcast, where each week we talk about a free piece or two of technology that you could use in your classroom. I'm your host, Shannon Martin. I'm a middle school teacher, technology coach, and instructional coach for my district.
Oh, that sounds different. And I'm Fuzz Martin. I am helping her slide into season 4 with our first episode. See, I had to pun this right away.
You did. Good job.
Thank you. You were looking at me like I was going to WrestleMania.
I wasn't quite sure where we were going with it, and then it was there. And
yeah.
Hi.
Hi. Welcome back. How was your summer? Did you do anything fun?
What did I do? What did we do?
I don't know. It goes so fast, and now we're
like here. We had a little summer check-in, and we were checking in on episode 95 and helping out the community. And
now we're on.
Here we are, season 4, episode 96.
Episode 96.
Yeah,
wow.
That's
who would have
cool.
thought? Sitting at our fancy kitchen counter.
And now we're in our fancy basement.
A fancy basement. I've got all sorts of fancy gear.
Podcasting.
A little tear in my eye. But here we are. We're back. You're going back to school now. School started.
Yeah, we're kicking into our school year.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, remember last year when we started this, we're like, I don't know what's going on. Guess what? This year, I don't know what's going on. But
we'll figure it out. You guys figured it out last time?
Yeah, we'll figure it out again.
Figure it out again.
The kids are excited.
Is this
I'm
the
excited.
third school year that has been affected now by?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Because it was end of one, all of another, and into another.
Into another. Wow.
That's okay. Teachers are resilient.
Oh, yeah.
Kids
You guys are resilient for sure. 100%.
Rock stars. Hey, we got a school shop. There's highlighters and Sharpies involved. We're good.
Ooh. Heck yes.
Very exciting. Post-it notes. So this season 4, we're going to try something slightly different.
Like what?
Well, we're going to actually stick to, I like how I start every season like this. We're going to stick to the 1 to 2 pieces of technology. It's like a joke.
Okay.
No, really. But we're going to add some like supplemental content to my podcast now. So as listeners are learning about cool technology on their commutes or on their workouts or sitting at your desk or however you listen to us, then on the smartnwi.com website, we're going to have some more video tutorials as well. So it'll be a little bit of podcast. It won't be a lot of bit of podcasting, but then there'll also be some videos because I find a lot of people are asking for my assistance and they also want to see what I'm talking about. So we're going to do a little bit of both and we're going to add that in this year to help more educators.
Wow. That is a great idea.
That was a little overkill.
No.
You may have thought of part of that idea.
No. These are your ideas. I'm just saying. I'm trying to be exciting with you
So that should be fun.
To show my support.
I love a good screencast.
Yeah. I mean, and I've seen you do these
all the
time. Or you'll say, hey, take the kid and the dog, go in the basement. I'm going to screencast. Yeah. But actually used to be we'd come down here. Yeah. So you could screencast up there, and now
I screencast in the basement, and you get to take the kid and the dog upstairs.
Yeah, that's all right.
That's
good.
So let's go back to your pun.
Okay.
Should we try
Sliding into season 4.
There we go.
I'm Fuzz Martin.
With Slides Mania.
Slides Mania.
I have talked about other slide websites before. I've been using Slides Mania forever.
Ever.
Slides Mania, I don't know, there's several people running it, but Paula is like the Twitter contact person. If you have suggestions for Slides Mania, she cranks out the coolest presentations. I want to kind of walk through the highlights of Slides Mania today and all the different things. And it's not just, here's a cool presentation for your Google Doc or for your Google Slides, or like PowerPoint.
Right.
There's a lot more to it. So I thought we kind of talk about the cool highlights of that today and the different ways to use it and all of that good stuff. So Slides Mania. Highlights. So when you go to Slides Mania on the website, it's got everything very beautifully organized. They have like education section, formal presentations, fun, simple, professional, popular, And we'll get to the next one, which is by EDU for EDU. And what's cool about it is some of hers do have videos that kind of explain bits and pieces of them. But if you go to education, what's really nice is there interactive templates, there's a notebook style, there's manipulatives, there's games, there's choice boards, there's certificates. So if you're looking to like crank out some cool student certificates, like boom, there are some ideas. There's a little ABC certificate, or there's like different templates, like you're a graduate. And what's really nice, you just download them and drop them into your Google Slides, and then you're able to edit them. But also, there's just some really neat, colorful templates. I don't know how many, I've done 11 workshops in the last 3 weeks. And I'm pretty sure that at least 9 of them I used Slides Mania for. And what I'm kind of teaching our staff is some of our staff are already using digital notebooks with their students. But in Slides Mania, you don't have to start from scratch to make those digital notebooks for your students. Last year, digital notebooks became a really big thing because we didn't know when we were going virtual, and we needed our kids to keep things not on paper, because if they were sent home the next day, they didn't necessarily have their stuff with them.
Right.
But now we have found how convenient digital notebooks are. And not just for content, like in science notebooks where they can do labs, and here you have a template that you can adjust as a teacher. So you have like your own teacher template, then you share it out with your students. But also they're great for like reflection journals and things like that. So that way students have them with them all of the time, especially like a one-to-one school. But students can have their little digital notebook with them wherever they need to. And these templates are fantastic. They look like notebooks. They have the little pages. She even adds stickers. So like you have access to these cool little stickers that then you can use like little clip art into your notebook. And they're appropriate for high school students. They have notebooks that are appropriate for kindergarten students. You have the gamut of different types of options for students of all ages, which is really cool. There's also choice boards that they build in. There's one that looks like an iPad, but there's some really cutesy ones where you can like find a buried treasure, and you use it and you open up the little treasure chest, and you have like different sets of directions in them. So all of these templates are pre-done for you, and you can look like the coolest teacher on the planet. And the big piece, and I was talking to one of our new teachers, is that the time it takes to make your Google Slides look cool and engaging. And we don't always all have time to make our Google Slides look cool and engaging. But
Right.
here you're like, oh, Slides Mania, choice board, boom. And then you just have to drop your content in, and you don't have to then make it beautiful because they have already been made absolutely beautiful for you. They both download for Google Slides and PowerPoint, like I said, so you can manipulate them as you need to. Are you scoping them out? I see you staring at all of the pictures.
I really like the Happy Summer one. It is making me long for summer.
Nice. Long for summer? I'm kind of over summer, but you can long for summer.
Soon you'll be longing for summer again. We're in Wisconsin.
Ready.
Soon it'll be snowing.
This is true. I have like the little welcome back to school, like backpack exploding one. I use that for one of my back to school ones, and everyone's like, oh, that's so cute. And I was like, yeah, I did not make this. I did not create this at all. And I like pointed them all in the direction, like, here, you want to make cool presentations, go to Slides Mania.
Yeah.
The one other piece I kind of want to highlight too, before I talk about lessons, is there's a section by ED for EDU, and these are made by other teachers for teachers. And they even have like a book report template. They have physical education fitness board, which I think is awesome. It like lays out different activities for students to do. There's like a chessboard template where you can actually like play chess if you want to, or there's different game board templates. So a lot of times I'm having students create games in class, or I have like group work and they do things together, and students could obviously use these presentations too. So they could grab the template, and then they're not so worried about the design piece, because a lot of times the kids are like, well, I want this color. I want this color. And they spend more time choosing colors than they do actually putting the content in the work they need to.
Yeah.
So they're super cool. They're engaging, and the kids can just drop their content right in.
There's even one if you are a science teacher, a chemistry teacher. There's a periodic table of elements one And then, so it has the periodic table of elements at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you click through, the templates are the specific elements that you would fill in for your, whatever
like, take notes
your
on
lesson
and
is.
whatnot.
Yeah, exactly. So
Very cool. The other highlight of like using Slides Mania is if you're a fan of Pear Deck, you can use a Slides Mania template and then throw in interactive Pear Deck slides as well. So you can have the super cool design slides. And then also if there's certain interactive slides you want to drop in for reflection or I wonder statements or putting in surveys on your class or getting their content knowledge and dropping in interactive maps and stuff, you can do that with Slides Mania templates and then put the little Pear Deck add-on in there and you can use both of them together, which is pretty sweet. So there's a lot of ways that you can use it and customize these to meet the needs of your classroom in a variety of ways, which is fantastic.
I noticed in your presentations, the digital notebook one, then it had even tabbed pages down the side and stuff. It was pretty neat how that all worked together.
I was using that with the high school teachers as I was presenting content to them, but I wanted them to see how a digital notebook looked as well for those teachers who hadn't used them. Our science department used them a lot, but other teachers weren't so sure about it. And I was showing, I'm talking about student self-reflection and goal setting, and look at all the ways that I can use this. And students can use these, tabbing out quarterly goals and then setting up their reflections within there. So we were using the digital notebook as a reflective notebook and showing students how to track their goals for the quarter and things like that. So they got to see it in action while I was presenting to them, but also ways that students could use it beyond just taking down their notes, their lab notes and things like that, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that is very cool. They even have some vertical templates. I noticed that some people are starting to use Google Slides in a vertical format. Mm-hmm. And she has some templates up here that are vertical, which is pretty neat.
Mm-hmm. And for those who don't know, there's little Google tip. You can change your Google Slides to different shapes.
Yeah, so
you can make 11 by 17 paper in Google Slides. Just change the dimensions of your slide.
Yeah.
I feel like we've talked about that before, but I always have to remind people of that because you can change them and you can design anything in Google Slides. So you could just use one Google slide and design a really cool poster that's 11 by 17. The last little piece I wanted to share with Slides Mania, if you go to the very last, if you're in the slide, in the website. By the way, it's slidesmania.com. Slidesmania.com. The last one where it says icons.
Yes.
They have a section there where it's Icons Mania, and it's really cool because they're free editable icons and clip art images. So that sports teams and animated. So there's different logos, food icon. They have collections for emojis. They have tools. So there are cool little icons that you can edit as well to then throw into your templates as you're working. So I think that that's a pretty cool thing.
Yeah, all sorts of emojis. If you need a coffee pot or a drill icon or an apple, you name it. A football, maybe you're putting together some homecoming plans.
There you go. If that's happening this year.
Maybe your football playbook is in...
You could make a digital football playbook.
You could.
And then you could share it out with all of your players on their phones.
Yeah.
And then they would always have it with them, and they could be studying that.
Exactly.
Well, they're supposed to be taking a walk outside or something.
I think you should connect with your coach of your football team and say,
hey, we got a new assistant coach, so we'll have to... I'll have to suggest it.
Yeah, you can do some
make it all tacky.
Yeah, some of your coaching there. You could coach the
coach. The coaches.
Whoa!
Yes.
Oh, how the tides have turned.
Yes. Well, anyway, so Slides Mania, fantastic site, lots of highlights, and buy them a coffee.
Yeah.
It's all free if you get a chance to.
Down at the bottom right of the site, there's a little coffee cup. You click on that, and you can
support
them.
And all of the fantastic work they've done in supporting all of us to make our lives easier and make them more colorful and beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's pretty sweet, hey?
It is pretty sweet, eh?
So there's that. Thanks for tuning in. This has been the Tech Tools for Teachers podcast. If you ever have any questions, you can find me on Twitter at SmartinWI. And if you want to get more information on the links in the technology discussed in this episode, you can visit smartinwi.com. New episodes each week. Thanks for listening. Go educate and innovate.
The ideas and opinions expressed on this podcast and the Smart NWI website are those of the author Shanna Martin and not of her employer. Prior to using any of the technologies discussed on this podcast, please consult with your employer regulations. This podcast offers no guarantee that these tools will work for you as described, but we sure hope they do. Thanks for listening to the beginning of Season 4 of the Tech Tools for Teachers podcast.